How hard for the first 30K? Super hard. Well, everything is hard. No matter amount, everything is hard if you don't know how to trade. Once you learn how to trade, you won't ever have a small account again. What do you think, at which account size does compounding start making really moves? What do you mean? One, what's a big move? Just do the math. Depending on what's big for you. If you double $1,000 account versus if you double $1 million account versus when you double a $10 million account, it's all relative. What's big for one person is peanuts for another person. So it's all relative. Like some people would be super happy and retire with $1 million, and for some people they can't even, they spend $1 million on cars every year. So it's all relative what's big. You remember I said GME will go up when it was 50. Can you explain why? Yes. When you have a momentum stock, like an extreme momentum stock, okay? It made an enormous move. It went up 14,000% in 4 months. Then it went down 95%, almost, or 92% in a month. And then it got tight. It built this tight range here. Now, when you have a stock with extreme volatility, it gets really tight. Usually that tightness is followed by volatility. And that's exactly what happens. If you study hundreds of examples of this, you will understand it. It's the same movie over and over again. Now, did I think it was gonna go to 350 almost? No. If I had known, I wouldn't have sold it in the 260s, 270s yesterday, which wasn't actually too bad. But I had 2 trades on it. First one was when I bought it right out of the range, then I added, and then I flipped short on this day here, and then I rebought it when it broke out of this range. You see, it's the same thing. Tight ranges. Focus on tight ranges. Doesn't matter if it's on the 60-minute, the daily, weekly, tight ranges is what you should be focusing on. So many people focus on these random breakout stocks, setups that are coming off of wide and loose. Wide and loose is for losers. Tight is for winners. Focus on tight setups on volatile stocks. This is why you should focus on high ADR stocks versus low ADR stocks. Do I risk more than 1% on A+ setups? Sure, absolutely, sometimes. But it's kind of hard nowadays because my accounts are so big, it's kind of hard to do size on anything. I mean, something like Veil, I didn't have I had like maybe 4% of my accounts in this thing. And look at this candle. This is the candle I created when I stopped out. I had 4% of my accounts in this thing. Like, there's so few stocks can absorb the size I trade. It's very hard. It's called the big account challenge. Everyone, all these day trading rooms that are selling subscriptions, they're doing the small accounts challenge. It's not a challenge. Small accounts are easy. You have no slippage. Would I ever quit trading? Not sure. I will always be involved in the markets, but I would probably just put my money, I don't know. Not sure what I would do. Just invest. I'll buy an S&P 500 index fund and forget about it for 30 years. They're all frauds. But if the momentum is there, if the setups are there, it doesn't matter. That's the thing. Like, the biggest momentum stocks are the shittiest frauds. Every year, if you look at the biggest, like some micro caps or small caps that go up 1,000%, 2,000%, most of them are total pieces of turds. They're fraud, sketchy management. They're in the business of selling stock not actually having a product or service. It's the same thing every year. That's what many of these short selling firms don't get. Like, if you're too early on one of these, your nice little fancy short thesis, it's not worth anything, because you know you're gonna get run over. Timing is everything with these things. Timing is everything. If you get the timing wrong, it's the same thing as being wrong. That's how it is in trading. Your fancy thesis doesn't matter shit. It's all about timing. My thinking about selling a third to half after 3 to 5 days. Look, I tried to take a simple breakout setup, dumb it down with as simple rules as possible for new traders, so you can compound your money. Sell some into strength and then keep some for the potential home run. That was my thinking. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. You can use whatever. You can sell everything on day 1. You can sell everything after. You can trail everything with a 10-day or 20-day. Like it's just something that was good enough that I thought would work for a lot of people, and still a lot of people have issues with it. Just so hard. I can't make it simpler. Just can't. How much time do you spend after the trading day on getting ready for it? My scans usually take maybe 10 minutes to go through. They used to take 30 minutes because I had a lot of stocks on my scans before. Now, there's only maybe 150 stocks in the US market I can trade, or trade with size. So it's kind of, yeah, 10 minutes maybe to get ready for the next trading day. 10 minutes to work after hours. Guys, unfollow all of these guys. They're not adding value. Learn the setups instead. There's always someone pushing a stock here. There's always something. There's always a reason for a move. If you can learn to identify the moves beforehand, you don't need to know the reason for the move. Trust me on that one. Cut the noise. I mean, look, you can make money focusing on a lot of things, but you won't make really big money unless you cut out 99% of the noise. Focus on very, very few things. That's when you will start making exponential returns. Trust me on that one.